So we live together.
Yep.
We watch football together.
Yep.
We talk about football together.
Yep.
Why don't we just start a podcast?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Eye Test. Your boy Lyés and my guy CultureCams. Long weekend, man. Long weekend. However, there's one man that I think deserves all of the focus this week. I know we're United fans. I know the big result and the big talking point is going to focus on that club. But I think there's a man that the spotlight simply cannot be taken away from at the moment. And that is the guy who has made Premier League history by becoming the first player in the league's history to score 4 goals in one half. His name is Cole Palmer. And right now, I think he has the league in a chokehold right now, man. Honestly, what we're seeing from Cole Palmer this season, I mean, it's kind of a continuation of last year, but it's always, I feel, more of an indictment of what kind of player you are if you're able to do it 2 years in a row. And the way he's carried on last season's form into this year, and I actually think he's even elevating it a little bit. I think he's poised to have a better year than he did last. Also helped by the fact Chelsea look a little better as well, too. At the moment, I think genuine conversations need to start being asked about what this guy's standing amongst the elite in world football really is. Because I think we saw last year, breakout star, the best young player in the Premier League. But I think it's so quick and it's so sudden, but he's already eclipsing those youngster conversations. We're already looking at this guy in terms of, is he the best player in the Premier League? Is he one of the best players in the world? Is he a potential Ballon d'Or winner? And it might be a little too sudden to say all of that, but that's the vibe that he's kind of giving. And that performance against Brighton at the weekend, bro, it gave me feelings of like, wow, we're watching a superstar emerge right now.
No, I agree. That's what it is. I think we are watching a superstar match. I mean, the free kick, just the vibes behind that free kick, the finishes of the other goals. You know what I mean? There was a point that he maybe could have passed to Nico Jackson or whatever, but he almost scored as well. Like when you're just looking at the vibe, the feeling that he gives off, he's just somebody that just wants to go out there, play football, doesn't care about anything else, just wants to get on the pitch, entertain, score, assist, cause opposition harm, and then go home. You know what I mean? And we don't know, whatever he does with his life, he does with his life. But honestly, I'm just looking at him and I'm like, yeah, this is a guy that brings back that real feel. You see them old school players that we all love. Now, I'm not comparing him to Ronaldinho's and these kind of guys, but guys that you just feel that if you just put on the pitch, they can go out there and do something. You know what I mean? Tactics or not, tacticos or freedom, whatever, it doesn't matter. You just feel like put him where he wants to play and he'll deliver. No excuses, no system talk, no nothing. Cole Palmer, someone you can just place anywhere and go and do damage. So yeah, I think we're seeing a real throwback kind of player, that Wayne Rooney type of.
He's got a bit
vibe,
of like a swagger to him, man.
Yeah,
like he plays like for me an old school Maverick. Like I think we all looked at him at times as like, oh, he's a winger. Like, can he compete with Saka for England? Like, is he better than Saka? But genuinely, I watch him play and I'm like, he's not a right side player. In fact, I think Maresca tried him against City in the first game, and you really looked at him and he didn't have much of impact on the game. He does his best work closer to goal, playing behind the striker that he can kind of operate in the spaces, link up with. He's already created such a good chemistry with Nico Jackson. The two of them, I think, have the most goal contributions together in the Prem for the last few months. But you know what I really like about him as well too? For me, the standout moment of that game, bar the free kick, which was just absurd, by the way, to have even the audacity to take that strike from there, let alone even finish it, is just ridiculous. But it was the pass to Nico Jackson where Chelsea are like combining. They're playing really nice stuff. Like, I think that's strong, like 20 passes together or something. It felt like that anyways. And the ball just comes to him and he just kicks his foot out. Like just nonchalantly flicks it. Perfectly loops over the entire Brighton defense, falls perfectly into Nico Jackson's feet, runs the keeper, should have scored, but in a second, it's just a moment of genius, right? And I saw someone on Twitter basically saying like, wow, his footballing IQ there is crazy. And it is footballing IQ technically, right? But like when maybe it's the way I just view it, but when I think of footballing IQ, I think of like India, I think of like Xavi, I think of Modric in terms of like just knowing where the play is going, like being 3 steps ahead of everything. That for me, okay, it's footballing IQ technically, but it's more so for me what I call footballing intuition. Like the ability to kind of just like on the fly cook up solutions that it's just absolute audacity. Like you have to have the ability to do it as well too, but the audacity to even attempt that. Not taking a touch, not even looking to see if he's making the run you think he's going to make. That right there is something that only the real elite footballers of the last 20, 30 years actually attempt. Like that's the stuff we used to see Ronaldinho attempt. That's the stuff we used to see the Totti's attempt. There's great players, and then there's elite footballers. And I think that's what's kind of setting Cole Palmer apart right now. Like our first ever video on this channel was talking about pure footballers. He is a pure footballer, both in his technical security, but also in his footballing audacity, man. I think that's such an important thing.
That's what I fully agree, man. That's the thing. Like as you're saying, old school maverick, old school. You use the word genius, and that's what it is.
He's
you
a
feel
genius,
like, you felt like a lot of the times how much times we're talking about systems are taking away this out of a player or this, and maybe we don't get to see the quality of some guys because they're having to structure within a system and blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes you're just thinking, where are the geniuses? You know what I mean? Where are the people that are going to make you say, do you know what? Wow, like they go beyond a system. They go beyond, for example, you got like Phil Foden, who people have in the system kind of box. And sometimes you do think, okay, yeah, you won player of the year last year, but sometimes you think, what would you look like outside of these kind of systems? And you saw with England, not the greatest, but across the 38 game league season, if you went somewhere else, what would you look like? That's what you have questions about, right? Yeah. People have these kind of questions about a lot of players, even unreal players like Trent. People say, well, if you took him out of this system, there's so much things, but we see with Cole, you don't have that. I don't think anyone gets that feeling. You know, when you see one, you know one, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and I just think that is what it is with Cole Palmer. When you see it, you know that this guy can go anywhere. Even when he got them little cameos for England, he created some chances.
Of course. Every time he leaves something with an impact. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's just one of them players. And it's going to be interesting to see that what he's going to now have to face, and which is not going to be probably now, because I do think teams now, it's going to probably take 15 games for teams to realize, oh no, Chelsea are... We'll see. Chelsea have a decent run, tougher run coming up. But it's going to be a moment where teams are either going to be like, oh, Chelsea are good, or we can still get at them. Because I think right now, these teams still think, man, we could possibly turn over
the way
Chelsea.
Brighton played against Chelsea, they played so arrogantly. They
think we can turn over Chelsea. And it's like, nah, we're a bit of a different Chelsea now. So right now, they're cleaning up who they need to clean up. Of course, they got the Arsenals, the Liverpool, the Newcastle, Villas, and that coming up soon. So we'll see about them there. But what Cole Palmer is probably going to face soon, and maybe it might not be this season, it might be next season when they get Champions League. There we go. When teams actually start looking at it and like, all right, we're going to try and stop Cole Palmer. Team probably obviously walk into meetings now saying Cole Palmer is their best player. Of course. But when the better team, Champions League, you know what I mean? World Cup, if he goes to the World Cup and he starts, let's say, when the better teams start saying that's the guy, you start to learn more about it. But right now, I'm just enjoying Cole Palmer football, man. He's giving me a different feeling, bro.
And I think that's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that, right? Like last season, you could have been forgiven for thinking, well, Cole Palmer is a brilliant player, but he's also going under the radar because he's an unknown prospect. Like he's an unknown quantity. Teams aren't going in like at the start of the season and saying, oh, Cole Palmer. Like we knew him as a talented kid out of the City Academy, good ability, but is he going to get the ball and just take over games? After a season this year, I'm sure week before the game, when they're showing videos and they're highlighting and tactics and stuff like that, one of the biggest things that the coach is telling his team is, look, this is going all through Cole Palmer. So to still be able to produce these kinds of performances when now all of a sudden the attention and the focus from opposition managers and opposition teams is you are a key guy that we need to stop and you're still performing. That's crazy. But the thing with Cole Palmer as well too, his game is pretty simple.
This is what I was saying.
He's not a complicated player at all. Like I really watch him and I'm like, what he's doing isn't rocket science. It's not like there's not a huge tactical breakdown kind of needed. And the reason I think that is a lot of his game is played off feeling. I don't know how you feel about that. I feel like he plays a lot of his game, again, off intuition and off feeling. And again, those are old school things, like being able to kind of just play through the flow of a game and feel how the game is coming to you and kind of just, like I said, like that flick that he did to Nico Jackson. That's a moment. That's not coaching. That's not like a game plan. I mean, maybe it's a game plan. Who knows? Maybe Maresca's a genius. But I feel like that was a moment that Cole Palmer is seeing his team keep the ball. I'm going to just create a moment. And someone that used to do that all the time for me was Wayne Rooney. Honestly, he was the game breaker in that United team. We had a lot of good players, but he was the one that you could kind of give the ball and he would just create you a moment of magic, whether it's a ball completely over the top, whether it's a bicycle kick, whether it's something. Cole Palmer has that kind of quality.
What is this? Look, how much times do we talk about the game has lost the street footballers, the people that you can tell grew up in the street, bro? You can tell Cole Palmer was playing in the streets. Yeah. You could tell he was playing cage football. You can tell he has just this love for the game in a different way. I'm not saying people that don't love the game, they do, but he has a different kind of feel to it. It's the street element of it. You hear him talk. You see how he is. That's the same with Wayne Rooney was. That's the same. These guys just have a different kind of feeling for the game, bro. They love the game in a different way. So that's what we're seeing with Cole Palmer. And even what you're saying there, like, in the simple, like the way I look at it, it's like Cole Palmer's like, on EA or on the PS pad, and it's 2 button. That's what he is, bro. Gets the ball, swings it in, gets the ball, good pass, gets the ball, bangs it. That's what he does. And
he's not getting the ball and cutting 6 times.
No, he's not doing it. And when I said that, and I said on my video on my channel, right, I said the thing that I like about him the most is because if you were to do an attribute list and you said who's the best finisher in the league, it won't be Cole Palmer.
Like
who's the best? Who's the fastest? It won't be Cole Palmer. Who's the best dribbler? It's not Cole Palmer. None of that. But everything that he has, he's doing to a 7 out of 8. He's saying 7 or 8 out of 10. Everything he has. Yeah. And the thing that I like about him the most, and this is why I said he reminds me of KDB, it's not because of how they are as players or stylistically or anything like that. They've got different skill sets. It's the fact that he doesn't waste his time in places he doesn't need to be. And I admire that. Please go and watch, when you next watch Cole Palmer, watch how he only gets the ball in places that within 3 touches he's going to do damage, bro. Watch. He doesn't waste his time getting it in the first, and that's because it's not because he can't. Because as I said, like Bruno Fernandes, he tries it and loses the ball, gets bullied in there, and it's embarrassing. But Cole can do it. He can get the ball in any phase. He's a very technical player, but he knows exactly where to be where I'm going to cause the most damage. Gets the ball within 2-3 touches. It's a side pass, it's a through ball, it's a shot. Even if it's a dribble, it's not a dribble dribbling on the halfway line. It's a dribble that if I get past you, warning signs are here now. That's why IQ. For me,
I think he's playing. I think his role in this Chelsea team, like I said, people were calling him a right winger at times last year. I started the season off thinking he's a number 10. I actually think he's a second striker. I think that's his role in this Chelsea team. Literally he plays as a second striker, which again isn't a role typically put out by teams anymore. Because
that's what I said in my video about Nico. Are they in a way a Drogba and Lampard in the modern era?
Yeah, are they a Drogba in terms of the dynamic between the two of them? Absolutely.
Nico creates the space. You won't be surprised if Cole Palmer scores more goals at the end of the season. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's going to get his goals. Cole Palmer. It's very much a new Lampard and
in terms of the dynamic of like how they both service the team and how they service each other. Yeah, it is.
I'm not saying they're going to go and be that.
Of course,
we don't know,
but I think
kind of a way. Yeah, I mean, like without a Jackson, for example, if Osimhen is there, I am convinced Cole will create a lot for an Osimhen anyway. But you never know. Does Cole score the goals he does?
Look at the goals he scored at the weekend, bro. Yeah. Look at the free kick, the penalty. 2 goals that he scores in open play.
Yeah.
They're poachers' goals.
Yeah.
Let's be real. They're poachers' goals. The first one is basically like capitalizing off a mistake from the back, tapping into an open net. And the second one, Sancho plays him through, just bangs it bottom corner. Yeah. They're you would expect those finishes from strikers. Yeah. It's not like typical midfield goals. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, his role in this team, like you said, I think it's perfect. You explained it perfectly. He doesn't waste his time occupying the first phase. He doesn't waste his time trying to combine here and there. He knows where he does the most damage, occupies most of his time in those positions, and he gets it done.
And what I like about him as well, because you talk about congested pitches sometimes, like Stamford Bridge, he's good home, away. It doesn't matter. Big pitch, small pitch, transition, low block.
Can I tell you what my favorite thing about him is, though? Honestly, and genuinely, when we talk about footballing nicknames, I think his might be the most fitting I've heard in a long time. It's how relaxed he looks when he plays football, bro. You see some players, right? Even the great ones. And I'm going to use an example here. I love this player, Phil Foden, for me. Phil Foden is very jittery. Phil Foden is very he's always moving, right? And sometimes you almost feel like he's anxious at times. Yeah. Brilliant player. And I'm trying to say one's better than the other. That's just in terms of their demeanor. Cole Palmer plays the game at such it almost looks like lethargic at times, bro. Like, he plays the game at his own pace.
Yeah,
He never gets too anxious on the ball. He never panics when he's on it. I think it's because he has so much belief in his game, and probably has the belief of the entire football club at this point too. He never feels like he's in a rush. I absolutely love that.
That's what the best players do, though.
Yeah, they always play like that. That's true. The best players always feel like they're playing at their own pace. Yeah,
you always think to yourself. Obviously, a lot of the time they earn the respect. So sometimes respect does give you more time on the ball, but you always, bro, even when you played at a low level, Sunday league, Saturday league, wherever you played, highest level you play, semi-professional, whatever, you think to yourself, why has this guy got so much time, bro? Or even when you are in your flow state, bro, you got time. You're feeling yourself. You know, you're thinking, why have I got so much time? I'm just doing whatever I want. I can flick it whenever I want. You're in a silly kind of mode, and that's where it is. The best players always Xavi's, Iniestas, Zidane's, all these guys. You're just thinking, bro, how come you had the opportunity to do that and nobody else did?
Why does it always happen?
How did R9 always find the exact spaces to get the ball, turn himself, run at you, give you the step? By now, other man would have got the ball and got tackled by the time they even touched it. It's like you don't understand, but the best players have their brain is wired differently, bro. And that's what it is with Cole Palmer, man. Like what he's doing, 43 goals and assists since he came into the league. It can't be slept on. Do you know what I mean? And the reason why I like it, people will say, "Oh, well, Bruno did these type of things and stuff." It's that he's got his whole game is complete. Yeah. Like there's nothing where I'm looking at him and I'm like,
I wish he was
man,
this,
you can't do this. You can't. Anything else that I want from him, you're just being greedy. Like if
what's
I said,
the biggest flaw in Cole Palmer's game? Like,
I don't even know. He's
not the most explosive, but does that even really impact his game?
Exactly. You're being greedy. That's like saying I wanted Mesut Ozil to be stronger. Don't allow it.
Cole Palmer of explosiveness. We're talking about fucking. I don't even know.
You know what I mean? You're talking about something crazy. So it's like saying, not saying obviously this level. It's like saying, oh, I wish Messi was an elite headerer. Bro, stop being greedy, bro. He's giving you all of this, and now you want more.
I wish Cristiano was an elite playmaker.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, bro, stop it. Like. Honestly, so with Cole Palmer, it's not really much. Bruno, there was so much left to be. There's so much to be desired. Yeah, I'm looking at Cole. I'm like, yeah, he's the one. And even then, like you're saying, he's the best player in the Premier League right now.
I think there's a case. Let's talk about that.
But I mean,
because Haaland is there, right? What Haaland is doing, it's hard to compare any value that Cole Palmer brings to your team. How do you compare it to a guy who scores 2 goals a game? Yeah. Like it's a crime when he doesn't score. So that's really his competition in terms of players. But then this is where I go back to this footballer argument. In terms of the best footballer in the Premier League, I would still put De Bruyne up there. And you have Salah, of course, too, who like he's now become this incredible like offensive threat altogether. But Cole Palmer has to be in that conversation, man, in terms of just players who impact the game so much in so many different offensive ways. My God.
Like, and the thing is, though, like it's even a bigger question because now when you look at it national team wise and stuff.
Oh, man. That's the uncomfortable situation, bro.
Bro, that number 10 is Cole Palmer's, bro. It's not Jude Bellingham's. And Jude Bellingham, you're going to have to go into the 8 or where on there?
I don't think Bellingham is the one that needs to worry about. Like, he's going to...
Don't think about Phil Foden. That's an open and shut case now, bro. That's a shut case. Damn. Foden's got that's a shut case. He's got a lot.
Say Jude is versatile enough that
he can
do it. You can do a thing anywhere, bro. Like he was even playing off the left at times last year.
Gaffer's got decisions to make.
But I think it's.
Can you ignore it anymore, or is it just PR? Is it just because one plays for a bigger club?
Oh no. It's hard to. There's no way you could ignore it anymore. What Cole Palmer is doing, bro, is no longer just it's a cute thing at a struggling Chelsea team, bro. He's putting the league on notice.
If there was a game tomorrow. We got tomorrow. England have Spain.
Bro, as a manager, it's your duty to find a way to get Cole Palmer in the team. The way he's playing, he's one of those players now. If you're a manager, you're looking at him as one of the cornerstones. What he's doing, bro, is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like for me, there's not a question in my mind. You find a way to get Cole Palmer in the team.
I'm telling you now, yeah. England have the peakest stuff coming soon, bro. I'm telling you now, bro. I don't even want to make it an England conversation, yeah. But if England don't win in the next, if England don't win in this period of life, yeah, I swear.
This period of life is crazy,
bro. I promise you something. It's a generation.
Yeah, you're cursed. Yeah, you're cursed. Not a generation. It's a national curse, bro.
I'm telling you, man. Like,
there's too much talent, bro.
Bro, Nwaneri's coming through.
Oh my God.
And he wants them zones too.
Up. Yeah. No, that's messed up, man. That's messed up, bro.
Bro, players are coming, bro. Yeah. I'm telling you now.
You guys produce a striker for these.
I know, Liam Delap. Yo, I'm looking at him as Project Retire Kane, you know. I'm watching Liam. I wish we could do our stocks video again. Liam Delap is my new project. You are looking at Project Retire Kane 2026.
Well, Palmer, Delap, Jude, Saka, fucking
the Nwaneri, Bobby,
Adam Morton.
Yo, and there's still gonna be more to come. Listen,
Yeah,
incredible, but yeah, I mean, it talks about the best player conversations.
I have a question for you.
He could win the player of the year.
Let me ask. Oh, 1,000%. The thing with Haaland, I'm gonna wait to see now, and this isn't really an indictment on him because we know what he is. Let's see with De Bruyne out the team, and Foden. Like, let's see. First of all, when Pep brings him back, can Haaland keep up the numbers he was doing without De Bruyne there? I'm curious to see that.
Was KDB really like? Was he getting all of his assists like that?
It's not even that. It's just like he's the one that looks for him, bro. Like, I watched the game against Newcastle. Not to make this a Haaland conversation, but Haaland makes 50 runs a game, bro. They sent it to him once, bro.
I was at the game. He was so pissed
bro,
off.
He makes 1,000 runs, and they look up at him, and they pass sideways. De Bruyne, whether he gets the assist or not, makes you sweat because he's always looking for that spam ball over the top. So can Haaland continue the pace of scoring 2 goals a game without De Bruyne and that team? I don't know if De Bruyne's going to be out for months, but if he's not there, the amount of goals I thought Haaland would score, it goes down. I'm sorry, it does. But Palmer, bro, he's matching him in terms of GA, if you want to call it that. Like you said, since he came to Chelsea last year, you say he has the most GA in the league.
Yeah, Haaland has 42, I think it is, and he has 44.
Why can't I be the MVP
43.
of the league? Why not? Why not, bro? Why not? Like I'm telling you, why not?
It's true, man. I think we're looking at a legend in the making in this league.
1,000%. But I was gonna ask you this, right? I'm gonna ask you a few teams. Does Cole Palmer get into this side?
Okay.
You tell me yes or no. Some of them are going to be ridiculous. Some of them are going to tell me obvious. Manchester United.
Yes.
Spurs.
Yep.
Arsenal.
Yep.
Over Odegaard.
I think it's better than Odegaard, yeah.
Liverpool.
Yep. Yeah. But the thing is, can I say something quick?
You can also say he displaces, like he'll just create a role because they don't play with 10.
This is the thing. Like, my thing is that, for example, would Arsenal, what they got going on right now, if you're asking me, do I think is he a better player than this person? Yes.
Does he get into Arsenal's best team?
Would Arsenal displace their captain?
No, but that's what I'm asking. Would he get into their team? Would he get into their like? Would Arsenal's best team is Cole Palmer exist in that? If they sign Cole Palmer tomorrow, is he in their best team?
Yes.
Okay. PSG.
Yes.
Bayern.
Yes.
Barca.
Yes. Definitely.
Manchester City.
Yes. He would.
Real Madrid.
Ho. Yes.
So you're basically saying Cole Palmer he gets into every single team in the world.
I think on quality, yes. Because, for example,
that's crazy.
I do think
I'm saying that's crazy, not in terms of you're wrong.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're talking about that if a player can get into, you know how we always talk about world class. What's the definition of world class? There is no definition, right? It's up to. But a lot of people think the definition of world class is you get into every single team in the world. Yeah. Cole Palmer, you just say gets into every team in the world.
I think Cole Palmer would get into every team in the world. I'm thinking about it. On quality, on what he's doing, yes, I think he would because, I mean. Again, as I'm saying, if you're looking at it as in, would Real Madrid drop Jude Bellingham for Cole Palmer? Probably not.
But you think
they'd find
a place for him in their starting 11?
Would Jude Bellingham now have to go 8 and Camavinga has to go on the bench? I think they would do something like that. I do think they would do it.
Wow, we're talking about a quality player, man.
Yeah,
I think Madrid's the one I hesitate, to be honest with you. I think they just have so many attacking players. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if he'd make it because like it's tough. But damn, that's that. If you want an example,
a tough one as well. But
yeah, City is a tough one.
I mean, because obviously,
I think a few years ago, he wouldn't have. But with De Bruyne, the age and everything,
we all know Pep will put him on the right hand side, man.
Yeah, that for me is a different subject. I can't. We're talking about as a central player.
As a central player,
he gets into every team.
KDB is obviously there,
yeah,
but he'll play 2-8. He'll play both of them with the Rodri.
Or David Silva.
Yeah, he would. I think he would. Yeah, man.
Wow.
I mean, but he doesn't do that with Foden, but he just throws Foden left, right. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, I think he would.
I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of his season, bro. I can't lie. Right now, he's one of my favorite players in the league to watch at the moment. Like, he's just making things happen every single week.
We still want to see it at the highest stages, of course, with Cole Palmer, because right now he's going through a great moment in the Prem, domestically. Obviously, he did it in the Euro final.
I was going to say, is it a great moment anymore, bro?
Yeah, he did it in Euro final. Not even like it's a great moment, but I mean, like, we haven't seen a Champions League semis. We haven't seen, and that's the thing that we did level. People did level at Saka's, at Foden's and stuff. Like, we need to see it in the Champions League. We need to see it. So I guess you got to keep the same energy as well with thingy. But for me, I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't know. When I just see quality, I know quality, bro. That's just how I see it, and I don't have any doubts about him that if he does get to the Champions League level, he's gonna deliver.
I have a question to ask you. I was gonna say it's uncomfortable, but I think a year ago you would have thought it was uncomfortable. I think now you kind of switched up. Is he a bigger talent than Foden?
Oh, I don't know actually. Nah,
because I know how high you were on Foden's talent.
No,
I know
still very high on it.
But you've cooled down a little bit.
No, I've cooled down on Foden as a player because I'm not happy with what he did at the Euros. Massively disappointed.
You can't forget what he did for City last year.
You can't, and that's what a lot of people are doing.
Yeah.
A lot of people are actually going on as if Foden's a scrub now. I'm like, this is incredible, but hey, everybody has their moments in their career where you got to turn the dials into haters. I mean, haters into believers. But I still will have Foden as the talent. I think, I'll still have Foden as the talent. Yeah, I'll still have Foden. Yeah.
Will you take Palmer as the player?
Right now, I would. Yeah. All right, but Foden's the current player of the year.
But you're the one saying that Foden's not in your England team.
Yeah, no, he's not in my England team.
Well, hold on. If you're
no.
if you're a better talent and you're a better player, then
nah. For what he did, no, he's not a better. No, I think he's the better talent for me.
No, but I'm saying if you're a better talent and you're a better player, then you should be playing in a team over somebody.
Yeah, but
a better player will make it work. No,
what he did for England didn't work out. He's not got it for England. That's the thing. And it's like, how long do you continuously try and make it work? Let's keep it 100 at some point. If especially that Gareth Southgate trying to do the 210 things, you're thinking, surely you should have just dropped Phil Foden.
You know how crazy this is, though? That like 2 years ago. No, but you know how crazy this is? 2 years ago, this wasn't even a conversation. Yeah. Palmer versus Foden. Imagine saying Palmer versus Foden a few years ago. It would have been left out the room.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's crazy how quickly football changes, how much environment has to do with a player. I mean, we talked about Palmer a bit ago when we were doing that whole conversation about how environment and opportunity is so big to player development. But like, I can't think of a player, honestly, bro, that is a bigger example of that in recent years than Cole Palmer. Like, what's the other example? Can I even think of someone of just a player landing in a perfect environment? Maybe Salah at Liverpool, like De Bruyne even De Bruyne at Wolfsburg was really good, but like Mohamed Salah at Liverpool, it was just like perfect manager, perfect team, perfect opportunity, and he just went to the moon with it.
Yeah. Salah's good, probably.
Salah's a really good one.
Salah's good. Van Dijk as well. If they centre backs,
but Van Dijk, you know what it was? We didn't see him like. Yeah, but he went for 70 million. You know what I mean? Salah was like, we had doubts about him. He had flopped that in. I think Salah's the perfect example.
Yeah, no, Salah's a good example. Yeah. I'd say Salah.
I'd say Salah as well too.
Salah's a good example. But yeah, I mean, in my England team now, I would take Palmer over Foden. As a talent, I'm not going to switch up on Foden's talent. Like, Foden can become a bum tomorrow. I'm not going to say,
still talent.
Hold on a second, you've lost your talent. Yeah. His talent is set in stone, you know what I mean? So I saw Foden at the Under-17 World Cup. I've seen Foden for City. He's the current player of the year.
No, I agree. No, for me, I always agree. Talent is not something you just lose.
You just don't just lose your talent.
Like you develop your talent. Yeah. Like you make the most of your talent to like the max.
Like, look at Ousmane Dembele. Apparently, he's having a good season, but I haven't really been watching.
He fell out with Enrique, though. Yeah. He's going to play against Arsenal.
But that's crazy. But Ousmane Dembele, it's like, no matter what, I always say you're a big talent.
Of course, bro. It's like the Ravel Morrison thing, bro. Ravel Morrison, I don't even know if he's playing football right now, bro.
Yeah, and you say he's a mad talent.
He's still a crazy talent. Yeah. But talent is only one thing. That's why we kept saying about the pure footballing aspect of things. Like, you can be an incredibly pure footballer. That doesn't mean you're a better player than somebody else. So. Hey, man, it's an interesting conversation, man. Let us know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Palmer's obviously having a crazy season, but like, how highly do you exactly rate him? And does he get into every single team in the world? That's a crazy shot. I think Madrid is the only team I'm looking at that, like, maybe he'd struggle to kind of like make a name there. I
think they'll find a way for him. Madrid love ballers too much.
No, but you're talking about quality. They like ballers too much. Does he get into that team? I'm a little skeptical, but I think the rest of them, damn, it's hard to argue no. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This has been myself, Lyés, my boy CultureCams. Shout out to BR for powering this podcast on X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.